This is the August market update for Southeast Michigan. And just when you thought that the weather issues were over and beyond us with a tough winter, we get the great flood of 2014. And that did affect a number of areas in the metro market, particularly South Oakland County, South Macomb County, and Southern Wayne. And that probably will have an impact on the housing inventory and the availability of homes for sale in those markets for a few months, because those homes will have to be pulled off the market, or those that were considering to come on the market will have to make the renovations or repairs that were necessary for the water damage. So that's a minor shift. For some geographic areas it'll be a significant impact, but for the whole metro area it'll have just a minor impact. But you may see a slight reduction in inventory growth. Outside of that issue, though, what we saw in August is a continuation of what we saw in July, and that was, and in June before that, that was the release of activity sort of pent up from that winter slow market that we saw. And we think probably starting the end of August through September and October, as we said last month, we're expecting that to settle down a little bit so we can really find out what the market is really like. Once that pent-up demand is done, we'll be able to figure out where the market's really headed. What we're seeing, though, is that listing inventories are rising across all price ranges. Mainly the above $250,000 price ranges where most of the inventory is rising. But even the under $250,000 that's been very scarce for the last couple of years is finally started to rise again. We've really seen for the first time in the last 2 months total inventories actually rising, number of homes for sale actually rising. Up until that point, we've seen new listings entering the market rising, but there have been enough buyers taking those listings that the total inventories actually continue to fall. Buyer demand has been very strong the last 60 days, but again, that's from that pent-up demand. We'll see if that continues through fall. Our predictions in general haven't changed, and that is we think that the market will start to settle. We think that by the end of the year we'll probably still be off 4 to 5% from last year in terms of homes sold. And but that's still a very strong real estate year, and we do think that we'll probably go into 2015 with some pretty good momentum, particularly a strong listing inventory. And what we might be pleasantly surprised in seeing is those buyers that have stepped out of the market for the last 6 months or so because they couldn't find anything to buy, they're going to come back into the market. So we might get a mini wave of increased activity this fall or into next spring. Also, we've taken a look at where the world is going in terms of appreciation rates. And one of the things we've used is a long-term study of Case-Shiller data. It's probably the best data following true appreciation rates. And what we've seen is that in Southeast Michigan, the 5-county Southeast Michigan, we're about back up to the historical average appreciation rate, which is about 5 to 6%. We were way above that the last 2 years. We were up over 18, 20%. So we're back down to what's a reasonable level, which is good to see. It's healthy. Home values haven't quite caught up to their peak values in 2005 and 2006, but they're 20, 25% off, and in some markets they actually have caught up. So overall, still a good market, still good activity, and we're looking forward to a good fall.